Hi Aries, how's it going? I hope you're doing awesome. I'm just going to do a general reading for you today. This reading will be from good for the end of June till the end of July. It's a general reading, so just take what resonates and leave the rest. Always check your sun, moon, rising signs in case you have messages over there too. This is a 10-card Celtic cross spread. I've already cleared the energy of the cards, shuffled, and pulled 10 cards, and a clarifier card over there. So some of your cards came out upside down. That just means you're getting extra protection from Spirit. So let's get started here. So, put these up here so you can see a bit better. Your first card that came out is the Ace of Swords. If I can pick it up here. So this card is about chaos, confusion, injustice. It's a card about clouded judgment, memory loss. It's telling you to rethink an idea. There is a lack of communication with this card. Let me just fix my camera there. So a new idea or breakthrough is emerging from within you, but you're not willing to share it with others just yet. It's important to give yourself time and space to meditate and clear your mind so that you can birth this idea in the most effective way. You may have an idea that's not coming to fruition in the way you had hoped, and it's time to go back to the drawing board. Or you may have too many ideas on the go and cannot commit to one course of action. Spend more time defining in plain terms what it is you want in life. You may have clouded judgment and lack mental clarity around a specific situation. You may be missing relevant information or evidence that will help you decide. So invest your time and energy into seeking out the truth of the matter rather than just taking things at face value. Okay. This card could indicate a painful truth or sharp cutting words, or it could be suggesting that you let go of an idea. The Ace of Swords says there will be delays or glitches. What you've planned for on the spiritual plane may not manifest on the physical plane as quickly as you had hoped, and this may be causing some frustration and tension for you. This is a card of injustice, hostility, destruction, brutality, chaos, arguments, insults, misinformation, creative blocks, and then injustice, and then you have the Justice card, and it came out reversed. That would also represent injustice. If the card comes out reversed, it just means you're getting extra protection from Spirit. The Justice card is represented by Libra in astrology. So this card is about dishonesty, injustice, unaccountability, unfairness, karmic avoidance, avoiding accountability, a lack of accountability. You're experiencing less than good fortune because of your decisions in the past, or you are in the process of making an unjust decision, or one based on emotion rather than logic. This card could also point to a legal situation not in your favor. Retribution, corruption, karmic avoidance. Justice reversed can suggest that internally you know you've done something that isn't morally right. Remember, it's you who has to live with the consequences of your actions. So go with what feels right to you. You may not be fully willing to take accountability for your actions. You are being dishonest with yourself and others. I'm just making a note of that. I think that's a good message. Don't put pressure on yourself, Aries, okay? If, we're human, we make mistakes. Every single person on the planet makes mistakes. If you've done something wrong, just write it, that's all. Just forgive yourself and then say you're sorry and make it right. That's all you need to do. You may not be fully willing to take accountability for your actions. Assess your situation and discover where you can accept responsibility. Empower yourself to make better decisions. Your inner critic may be in full effect. Come from a place of forgiveness and self-acceptance. If you're making an important decision that will impact others, you may need to source more information to make a balanced decision or shine the light on your own personal judgments. If you're engaged in a legal matter, you may fear an unfair outcome. There may be legal complications or something that impedes justice being served. Okay? Self-acceptance. Don't be too hard on yourself. Okay? Aries? That could just be the ego talking too, right? Come from a place of love and forgiveness for yourself. This is your second card. It represents what's crossing you or what's challenging you. So yeah, some kind of delays in legal matters or unfairness in a situation. If you're the person in power, you may be unduly severe in meting out punishment. If you're in the powerless position, you may be festering with resentment over being treated unfairly. Your equilibrium is out of whack. You may swing from one extreme to another. If this resonates with you, Spirit is saying that the antidote is to balance your own life and become less dependent upon outside influences. Okay. Your third card represents the basis of your situation or foundation, and you have the Knight of Swords. I hope you can see it okay. I only have my candle on this morning and my little salt lamp. So the Knight of Swords is your third card. It's your foundation card. It came out reversed. This Knight of Swords can be male or female in a general reading. He can represent, or she can represent you, someone in your life, or a situation. The Knight of Swords is Gemini energy. So it could be a Gemini. This card represents someone who is arrogant. He represents a bully, someone who has no direction, someone who disregards consequences. He represents unpredictability. He's rude, tactless, forceful, vicious, hurtful, sarcastic, insincere. He can represent missed opportunities, being out of your depth, out of control, self-obsessed. He leads others to danger. He could represent someone who is a criminal, someone who's a coward. He's telling you to go with the flow. He's someone who is heading for a fall. He can be a braggart or even a liar. He'll tell stories to bolster his own self-esteem and to gain the respect of others. He lacks compassion and takes pleasure in verbally embarrassing people. This might be someone you're dealing with, Aries. Impulsive, burnout, unfocused, restless. The Knight of Swords, Aries. You're brimming with energy and motivation, but cannot effectively channel and release this energy. You're growing restless and frustrated because you want to take action, but something is holding you back. Maybe the timing isn't right. You don't have enough resources, or you're relying. The train's passing. Sorry, it's really loud. You're relying on someone else who isn't ready. You need to find alternative ways to release this energy. Otherwise, you're going to burst. You have little direction and are making rash and impulsive decisions, pulling others down with you. Your thoughts are scattered. You are constantly changing your mind. If you are leading others, this can be very confusing and frustrating for all involved. You may need to apply a single focus and stick with it until it's complete. You need to slow down or you're at risk of burnout and exhaustion. You need to go at it alone to build up valuable life experience and maturity. As you search for freedom and independence, it's likely you will make mistakes on your way due to reckless and impatient nature. But this is all part of your journey. Okay? This knight loses his aggressiveness and becomes passive about a situation that requires action. You're delaying doing what is necessary. You're neglecting necessary grunt work or communication. There could be serious repercussions from avoiding this work. You may be mentally closed off from a situation that desperately needs attention, thereby creating bad feeling and opposition. These birds are loud right outside my window. It's staring right at me. Hi. They want to get in on the video, I think. Your fourth card is the Three of Swords, and it came out reversed. This card represents your past, but is relevant to your current situation. It's Libra energy. This card says you're talking negatively to yourself, which Spirit already mentioned, inner critic. Negative self-talk. It's a card of recovery. It's a card of forgiveness again, forgiveness for you or someone else. It's a card of moving on, releasing pain, healing. It's a card of reconciliation. It could also be a card of repressing emotions. The inability to let go of pain. Overcoming depression, refusing to let go of emotions, suppressing memories, overcoming grief, sorrow, sadness, getting over the worst. Again, Spirit is talking about confusion, some kind of you're confused, confusion. mental alienation, loss, distraction, setbacks, compromising, being optimistic. It's telling you to be optimistic, recovering from heartbreak, releasing pain. Pay attention to your inner thoughts and self-talk, Aries. You may be prone to self-criticism, limiting beliefs, and negative self-talk. Look at how you can shift your thoughts towards the positive to reinforce your confidence. You have what it takes to be the person you deserve to be. You may be hypersensitive to others' words and need to develop a thick skin. Let go of the hurt that these words are causing you. It will only hold you back. Do some self-reflection too. If you're upset by a friend's accusation that you're selfish, look within yourself to see where you may be acting selfishly. If this behavior no longer serves you, then let it go. You have recently gone through a difficult patch in which a relationship has ended or been challenged. A loved one has passed, or you were hurt by a situation that has affected you deeply. This time has passed, and you are on the path to recovery, realizing you have other things in your life that bring you joy. You have reached a point where you can accept the pain and are ready to move forward, or you may be finding it very hard to move forward. You may be finding it very hard to move on from a recent loss or heartbreak. You're still suffering from an earlier loss and need to go through an emotional purging to free yourself from your past. Be careful that you're not getting stuck in the moment of grief, and instead focus on embracing new opportunities. It's always hard to bear the pain of separation or understand why you have been inflicted with such sorrow. Learn to accept your circumstances so that the healing process will not become blocked. Allow yourself to experience the pain. Give yourself the right to grieve and release the heartache. Open the door to new experiences. If you are experiencing challenges in your relationships, be the peacemaker. Always think before you speak so you will not later regret what you said. And never be afraid to say you're sorry, Aries. This card can represent pain based on a misunderstanding or malicious gossip. It warns you to make sure you know the full truth of the matter, as the matter may not be what it seems, and someone may be trying to hurt you cruelly and needlessly. You're taking this separation too hard and are not accepting the truth of the situation. You may be blaming yourself. You may be blaming someone else instead of acknowledging that you were partly responsible for the breakup too. You may be suffering from depression, unable to move past this difficult situation. Don't get bogged down with what might have been, though, and seek professional help if necessary. My mom is an Aries, and this really resonates for me. All I can say, Aries, is just do what you feel is right in your soul, okay? Your immediate future card, what's likely to happen very soon in your life, is the Page of Swords. Pages are messengers. So this is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. This card talks about new ways of communicating. It's talking about gossip again. It's talking about new ideas again. Um, the Page of Swords is someone who is communicative, inspired, vigilant, has mental agility, a sharp mind, is someone again who's fighting injustice. Injustice is coming up again. Someone who's speaking out. Use your head, be truthful, be direct. Again, this Page of Swords is someone who's curious, is restless. Um, is protective, guarded, fairness. She represents fairness, planning. Patience is needed. With the Page of Swords, she came out upright. Pages are messengers, so you may be receiving a message about, it could be about gossip again. Spirit is bringing up gossip again, a problem or a solution. Someone might be giving you, or you might come up with a solution. Then the Page of Swords suggests your ideas are likely to bring positive change and forward movement. You're bursting with new ideas and plans for the future. Watch the daily card that I just posted too. I pull a daily card every day. It talks about that. You may be excited about starting a new project, pursuing a new approach, or learning something new. You're exploring a new way of thinking, a new idea, a new perspective, new knowledge, or a new technique. You have a curious mind and a thirst for knowledge. You are exploring different ways of expressing yourself. You're communicating your ideas and opinions. You may be drawn to public speaking, writing a book or a blog, starting a podcast, or being more vocal on social media. You are a natural communicator. Be open to new ways of expressing yourself. Discover where your inner talents lie. And if you're looking for a sign to move ahead with a new project, this is your sign to go for it. You may be in conflict with someone. Maybe this Page of Swords that you're communicating with. If this resonates, give yourself a break from this person, but stay open. Okay? So yeah, this page might be bringing you news of problems and difficulties soon. It could relate to a younger person you know. Your child or a younger sibling may have failed a college exam or be in trouble with the law. That might be why the Justice card came out reversed. There's an element of experimentation indicated here. Either you or someone else is taking a risk or behaving in a risky manner that might cause problems. This page is motivated by unconventional activity that could cause strife. Overconfidence or the ignorance of youth might also get this person into trouble. If this is let's just keep going. And then the outcome that you desire most in your situation is the Queen of Cups. This is either you, someone in your life, or a situation. The Queen of Cups is represented by Cancer. She is a healer. She's very intuitive. She's compassionate, pretty, shy. She's easily wounded. She's loyal, faithful, supportive. She represents love. She's very creative, artistic, supportive. She could represent a good mother. Beautiful, warm, loving. She represents love. She's a good listener, very imaginative. Her psychic abilities can be very strong. She can be moody, depressed, or overly introverted. She's kind, gentle, and nurturing. You are embodying the Queen of Cups, nurturing mother energy. Spirit wants you to know that you are stronger than you know. You support others by listening with your heart, being compassionate and caring for them deeply. You are empathetic and can sense the needs of others by tuning into your intuition and you hold space for others to express their emotions and be the truest, most authentic versions of themselves. You don't take on other people's energy or emotional issues because you are well grounded and know where to create healthy separation. You're highly intuitive, creative, and in flow with the surrounding energies. You may be a healer, a counselor, or an intuitive coach, or just a really good friend. You may be in tune with the cycles of the moon and nature, using these cycles to manifest your goals and live your dreams. You're being asked to trust your intuition and pay attention to your feelings and emotions. Lead with your heart, not your head, and be open to receive the intuitive messages from your dreams or meditation. You are stronger than you know, Aries. This Queen of Cups can represent any kindly woman in your life. She is creative, perhaps an artist with visionary tendencies. Her psychic ability is highly developed and tends to be accurate. She tempers her intuitive nature with mature judgment. If she represents you, these qualities apply, although they may still be undeveloped. And if this queen doesn't represent a person, she could describe a situation, or the situation she describes may concern a creative endeavor, a relationship, or circumstances with a positive emotional tone. And then your self-image, how you see yourself, is the Nine of Pentacles, and it came out upright, Virgo energy. This card is about rewards, spending, enjoying the fruits of your labor. It's a card of freedom, material security, abundance, luxury, a sense of achievement, success, independence, contentment, being rewarded for your hard work, self-discipline, self-reliance, how you see yourself. This card represents the achievement of good things. Not only have you prospered, but you've done so in a way that you feel good about. You appreciate and cultivate everything life has to offer, physically, intellectually, emotionally, and spiritually. This card could also indicate the enjoyment of simple but decadent physical pleasures and treats. This is a card of material gain, luxury, financial independence. You've worked hard to create abundance in your life. Now you can finally enjoy the fruits of your labor. Thanks to your independent efforts, self-confidence, and discipline, you attained a well-deserved success and created a stable foundation for your material wealth and comfort. Sit back and enjoy the luxuries and pleasures of the good life. You deserve it. Don't be scared to splurge, indulge, or pamper yourself. Acknowledge your achievements. This card is all about financial independence. Create abundance and independence so that you can take care of yourself in the long term. Invest wisely. Seek financial advice to make the most of your wealth. You are in harmony with the environment around you. You appreciate the beauty and abundance found in nature, and you can harness this high vibe energy to bring pleasure in your life. This card could suggest that you're free from financial concerns and worries. You're in a period of abundance thanks to your good decisions in business or financial affairs. You've arrived, accomplished your goals, and now feel secure. You've integrated the factors of your life into a secure base. Now you're enjoying money, resources, and physical energy as a smooth combined flow. There's plenty all around you, material well-being, order, safety, and success. And then your environment, or how others see you in your situation. You have the Magician. It's a major arcana card. It came out reversed. This card represents you or how others see you in your situation. It's a card of a lack of mental clarity. It's a card of trickery, illusions, being out of touch, manipulation, greed, poor planning, untapped talents, wasted talent. It's a card of deception. So this card warns of deception, potential deception. Beware of someone promising more than they can deliver. The Magician can also be a charlatan. Be careful too of tricking yourself. You may be convinced that your plan is good, but you might be missing a needed element, or your plan may have unanticipated consequences. Okay? It's a card of illusion. You're exploring what you wish to manifest, but you're not taking action yet. You're uncertain if you have everything you need and may be unsure about how to make it happen. If you take care of what you intend to manifest, the universe will work out the how. If you are already acting on your goal, this card can be a sign that you're struggling to see progress or success. Several factors may be at play. The Magician reversed can signify greed, manipulation, and trickery. You may be masterful at manifesting, but if you are out of touch with your higher self, you may only do it for your personal gain and at the expense of others. If your goals are not coming to fruition or something feels off, tune into that and ask yourself if you are working for your highest good or solely for your own benefit. You have many skills, talents, and capabilities, but your real potential is not being maximized, Spirit is saying. Now's not the time for change. Maybe you're not ready internally or are not fully prepared in a practical or logistical way. Again, Spirit's saying you need to be patient and the situation will work out properly. You may be experiencing self-doubt about a new venture, or your energy levels may be too low to accomplish your aims. There's no sense in rushing things prematurely. Just wait for the time till the time is right. And then your hopes and fears, what you hope for and fear the most in your situation, is the Five of Swords reversed. Again, you want to reconcile. You have a desire to reconcile. This is Aquarius energy. You have a desire to forgive. It's resentment, reconciliation, compromise again, making amends, past resentments, moving on, communication. So all these messages, I think I might have to close my door. It's getting too noisy out there. Hold on. I think the farmers are out working. Yeah, being held accountable is coming up again. Escalating violence, arrest, uncovered crime, humiliation, shame, risking everything, overcoming challenges, releasing stress, not heeding warnings, surrendering to challenges. Again, peaceful resolution, moving on, compromise, communication, relentless. A lot of these messages are repeating. You've tried to argue to the end only to realize that you'll lose no matter what. You've been pushing and pushing, but whoever is on the other side is not listening. And no doubt they feel the same. You're both fighting to win at the expense of the other person. When you are in this position, you'll end up feeling awful, win or no win. You want this period of fighting to be over so you can forgive and forget. You want to move on. This card can show conflict in your life that you have tried to walk away from, but it has followed you. It could be an ex. Avoid this person or the situation. You may be worried that history might repeat itself or that you could get hurt again. There may be residual resentment following a recent or past argument with someone. You're ready to move forward with your life. You might need to compromise. Spirit is saying make amends so that you can move on. Your losses have hit you hard. You're in a state of great unhappiness. You feel hurt, betrayed, angry, discouraged, but only you can pull yourself out of your misery. You may feel confused about why the crisis occurred, but deep down you know the reason. You just don't want to face them. That's heavy, Aries. That's heavy. But do the right thing, okay? This card could suggest an empty victory that was not worth the energy or the consequences. And then your future card is the Page of Cups reversed. This card represents your future if all is to remain as is. This is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. This card is about bad news. It's about creative blocks again, receiving bad news. There's an imbalance of emotions. This is a card of emotional vulnerability, emotional immaturity, insecurity, disappointment, envy, jealousy, um, ignoring your inner voice, ignoring your inner child, an imbalance of emotions, um, neglecting your inner child, childhood issues, um, yeah, this represents someone who is overly sensitive, whose feelings get hurt at a drop of a hat, or a very moody person who has no appropriate outlet for those strong feelings. This Page of Cups, okay, is either you, someone in your life, or they could represent a situation, male or female in a general reading. You're keeping your creative inspirations and ideas a secret. You may worry others will steal your idea or tell you it's destined to fail. You may feel called to pursue a new creative project, but doubt whether you can really make it work. Your inner critic may be on overdrive, which we've already mentioned twice. Or others are telling you that you are dreaming, so you're stalling and holding back. Again, Spirit is saying, listen to your intuition to understand if fear is getting in the way and whether it's time to just give it a go regardless of the outcome. You may experience a creative block. There is an aspect of yourself that wants to be expressed, but for whatever reason, you are holding back, or you may feel stuck when it comes time to express yourself creatively. You may be encountering a lot of doubt. Trust it. You may be emotionally immature, dramatic. You may overshare. You may be emotional and have tantrums. There's an imbalance of emotions. The Page of Cups is someone who doesn't want to grow up, someone who is not grounded in reality. She could represent a fishy situation, something that you should look at carefully. Again, Spirit is saying, if this Page of Cups represents a person, deceit may be involved, flattery for gain, or secrecy in matters of the heart. Someone may be trying to seduce you and you're blinded to the falseness of their intentions, or you may be playing the role of seducer, toying with someone's emotions. If so, take care. You might get hurt yourself, Aries. Okay? Then the overall energy of the reading is the Three of Pentacles reversed. Capricorn energy. This card is talking about your ego. It's about lack of teamwork, being disorganized, a group conflict, lack of cohesion, poor motivation, some kind of conflict, apathy, truancy, which just means like non-attendance or absence, or it represents. Truancy is the action of staying away from something, like school or something, without good reason. There's some kind of disharmony. Not learning from mistakes, an unwillingness to learn, a lack of growth, a lack of teamwork. It could represent poor work ethic. Things are not going according to plan. Maybe you've taken on too much and cannot handle everything very well, or it could mean that you haven't applied yourself as well as you could have. Okay? Yeah. Have absentee. You may be struggling with a lack of harmony with fellow team members or people, making it difficult to complete a project or something. You're not on the same page as one another, or you're not listening or valuing one another's opinions and ideas. If this resonates, you need to realign with the original goals of the project and make new agreements about how you will work together to achieve those goals. Set clear guidelines for the team or for everyone, especially around respect and collaboration. Acknowledge the unique contribution each person makes, no matter their experience or knowledge. You may be working in a relatively mundane job in which your contributions and experience go undervalued. It may be a good time to make a career move. You may prefer to go at it alone and get the job done yourself. If you find yourself struggling, again, Spirit is saying, be open to asking for help. There's no shame in that. Only strong people ask for help. I believe that 100%. You're not making the effort to acquire the skills you need in today's changing marketplace. Maybe you're stuck in a job you really don't like, but lack the confidence or ambition to strike out and change things for the better. Get going. Thought without action is useless. So that is your reading, Aries. I hope that you received some guidance or insight or clarification from the reading. Thank you so much for allowing me to channel these messages for you from Spirit today. I'm just the channeler. Don't shoot the messenger. The messages aren't for me. They're from Spirit, okay? That's how I do my readings. So yeah, if you want your own private reading, I do those. Just send me an email. It's in the About section. I'm sending you a big hug. Aries, you got this. You got it. Don't be hard on yourself. Love yourself, okay? Take care. Bye.